Have you ever wondered why so many of us today, with more comfort, more wealth, more technology than any generation before us, still feel restless, anxious, and unhappy? Over 2,000 years ago, a Greek philosopher named Epicurus asked the very same question. And his answer? It wasn't about chasing endless pleasures, but about finding peace, friendship, and freedom from fear. What if the real key to your happiness has been hiding in plain sight all along? Before we dive into the lessons of Epicurus, let me share what you'll discover in this video. First, why overcoming fear is the very first step toward true freedom. Second, how Epicurus redefined the meaning of pleasure in a way that completely challenges our modern assumptions. Third, the surprising role of simple living and genuine friendship in building a fulfilled life. And finally, practical lessons you can apply right now to live with less stress and more joy. So stay with me, because these timeless ideas may just change the way you look at your own life. But let me ask you this. If you had to choose between a life of constant luxury, filled with hidden anxiety, or a life of simplicity and peace of mind, which one would you pick? Lesson 1. Free yourself from the fear of death. Epicurus believed that most human suffering begins with fear, and at the heart of it is the fear of death. He said something striking. When we exist, death is not. And when death exists, we are not. In other words, fearing death makes no sense, because when it arrives, we won't even be here to feel it. Think about how much of our stress comes from worrying about the inevitable. Epicurus invites us to live fully in the present, instead of letting fear of the end poison the gift of life. So let me ask you, do you think removing the fear of death would actually make people live more courageously? Lesson 2. The gods are not to be feared. In Epicurus's time, many people lived in constant terror of gods who might punish them for every mistake. But Epicurus said something radical. Yes, maybe gods exist, but if they do, they live in perfect peace. They are not concerned with human affairs. That means we don't need to live in fear of their anger. It was an invitation to focus not on pleasing unseen forces, but on creating a good life here and now. So imagine this. How much lighter would your life feel if you stopped living to please others and started living to nourish your own soul? Lesson 3. Pleasure is the absence of pain. When people hear the word Epicurean, they often imagine indulgence, lavish feasts, endless wine, luxurious living. But Epicurus meant almost the opposite. To him, true pleasure was not excess, but simplicity. He said, the highest pleasure is the absence of pain. Picture this. You're starving, and someone gives you a simple piece of bread. In that moment, the bread tastes more satisfying than the finest gourmet meal ever could. That is what Epicurus meant. Pleasure is not about chasing more, it's about finding contentment in enough. Lesson 4. Not all desires are worth pursuing. Epicurus divided human desires into 3 categories. First, natural and necessary desires, like food, shelter, friendship. Second, natural but unnecessary, like fine dining or luxury. And third, empty desires, like fame, power, or endless wealth. He warned us, chasing those last 2 will never bring peace. Because once you have them, you'll only crave more. The question is, which of your desires actually bring peace, and which just keep you running in circles? Lesson 5. The value of friendship over everything else. Epicurus once said, of all the things wisdom provides for the happiness of life, By far the greatest is friendship. He believed a simple meal shared with trusted friends was worth more than any grand banquet, because friends bring joy. But more than that, they bring security. They remind us we are not alone in an uncertain world. Think about it. When life gets hard, what truly saves you? Is it wealth? Is it power? Or is it the people who stand by your side? For Epicurus, friendship was life's sweetest treasure. Epicurus lived in what he called the garden, a small community outside Athens where he and his students shared simple meals, deep conversations, and a modest life. Why simplicity? Because the fewer your needs, the freer you are. If your happiness depends on expensive luxuries, then you're chained to money, status, and approval. But if joy can come from a loaf of bread, a glass of water, and good company, then you are untouchable. No one can take that happiness away. Now think about it. How powerful would it feel? To know your joy cannot be stolen. Lesson 7. Philosophy as medicine for the soul. For Epicurus, philosophy wasn't about abstract debates or clever arguments. To him, philosophy was medicine. Just as medicine heals the body, philosophy heals the soul. He said, "Vain is the word of a philosopher which does not heal the suffering of man." If wisdom doesn't ease our pain or make life better, then it's useless. And maybe that's something we should remember today. In an age of endless content and noise, maybe we should ask ourselves, does what I consume actually help me live well? Lesson 8. Know the limits of pleasure. Epicurus warned us that chasing unlimited pleasure often backfires. Eat too much, and you feel sick. Seek constant entertainment, and you feel empty. Indulge every desire, and you end up restless instead of satisfied. Moderation, he taught, isn't about restriction. It's about protecting our joy, making it sustainable. The sweetest pleasures are often the simplest ones, because they don't carry hidden costs. Think back to the last time you overindulged. Did it really make you happier, or did it leave you worse off? Lesson 9. Gratitude for the present moment. Epicurus placed enormous value on gratitude. He taught his students to pause and appreciate what they already had. The warmth of the sun, the taste of bread, the laughter of a friend. Gratitude transforms what we have into enough. And here's the amazing part. Modern science agrees. Studies now show that gratitude reduces anxiety, strengthens relationships, and increases happiness. Epicurus didn't need the studies. He already knew. So let me ask you, what's one small thing in your life right now that you can pause and be grateful for? Lesson 10. Happiness is a skill to be practiced. Finally, Epicurus believed happiness is not an accident, it's a discipline. Just as we train our bodies through exercise, we must train our minds to live wisely, calmly, and joyfully. That's why he and his students practiced daily rituals, shared meals, honest conversations, reflection on life. Happiness wasn't a one-time achievement. It was a way of living, practiced every single day. So what if happiness isn't something to search for out there, but something you learn to build right here in your thoughts and your choices? Epicurus left us with a radical yet simple truth. That real happiness is not about chasing more, but about needing less. It's found in calmness of mind, in friendships that warm the heart, in gratitude for what we already have, and in the wisdom to choose peace over chaos. These lessons are not just ancient philosophy, they are survival skills for modern life. So let me leave you with this thought. What would your life look like if you dared to live with simplicity, gratitude, and peace today? If these teachings inspired you, don't let them stop here. Take one idea from Epicurus and practice it this week. And if you'd like to keep exploring the wisdom of the greatest minds in history, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who might need a little peace in their life, because wisdom only grows when it's shared. Thank you for watching, and until next time, may you find joy in life's simplest moments.